Hey guys, this is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. Hey, today we're going to talk about my favorite subject, which is sales. All right, we got a cool subject for us today, so let's go ahead and get started. Our subject for today is selling and the fear of working on commission. What did he say? I said selling and the fear of working on commission. I know that sounds like a strange topic, but you know what? A lot of people, they're interested in sales, but once they hear the word commission, it's like, oh no, I can't do that. Because see, what it means is you have to depend on your wits. It depends. It's all up to you. It's not like somebody's just going to say, hey, you show up here, we're going to pay you. It don't work like that. Now, if you have some fear, which is false evidence appearing real about working on straight commission, you know, I understand that. You know, when I first started many years ago, I had 3 jobs. I was trying to survive and make it. And I had this guy introduce me to sales, and I decided that's what my life is going to be. Now, I didn't know it was going to be. This was back in the 80s. I didn't know I'd still be selling all these years, but I love it. It's a career, and I really do love it. Now, if you are afraid to work on commission, that's understandable because, you know, you just don't know. Can I do this job? Am I able to sell this product? Am I able to talk to people? And if you have the inclination in your heart that you feel as though you can talk to people, you got to give it a shot, guys. You got to give it a try. And if you don't, you may be asking yourself many years from now, why didn't I try? And then you get into sales and you go, dang, I wasted a lot of times. Now, when you work on straight commission, it can be pretty tough. Now, let me just give you some encouragement now. There are a lot of jobs these days that have what they call commission and also a salary. Okay, that sounds pretty good. They're far and few in between, but they still do have jobs that give you a salary, and you work on commission. Now, a lot of times these jobs are probably going to be jobs that are pretty difficult. It's a little bit harder to sell, but when you have a salary plus commission, that means you're probably making a little bit less money than you would if you were doing straight commission. Now, another way to make money in selling, if you're new to selling and you're afraid of the commission thing, is work for a company in customer service that offers what they call cross-selling. Now, cross-selling is pretty neat. That means the customer will contact you guys and have issues like tissues, and then you can offer suggestions on how they can get another product, an upgrade of the product, or if you're able to help them, what they call cross-sell, to help them to get other things that you have to sell. A lot of times people that are real angry and frustrated about buying stuff, they get frustrated because they had some bad experience with a product and so forth. But if you help them and you make sure that they get good service, because I've worked in a call center. I've seen some salespeople that were terrible. They treated people like crap. So don't you do that. Remember, we work for people. They don't work for us. We work for them. So we got to make sure that we're on our best behavior and we're wanting to make money. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. I told you I'd tell you the good, the bad, the ugly, and all the things that's got to do with selling. Even the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, but we do on this forum. Our total subject for today is selling and the fear of working on commission. Listen, I've been in commission sales for a long time, and I know some people that started and they didn't make no money and they didn't get a chance to make no money. And I've been there too. I've worked with some companies where the product wasn't for me. I just wasn't able to associate or assimilate. And, you know, you only got a little bit of time. So if you got a little bit of bank in the bank, you got a little bit of money in the bank, or you live at home with your parents, or if you're starting a new job, try a commission job. You know, you got to remember now, you got to put all your into it because, see, at first, when you're first starting to sell, you don't know nothing and you're trying to learn. That's why this forum and other sales channels are really important. You know, my name is Gary Lee Stanley. I'm your sales guy, so I told you I'd tell you some stuff that you normally wouldn't talk about. And when you're selling and you have fear of working for on commission, you know, there's a lot of people who can't sell. And the reason why they can't sell, because they got this fear, false evidence appearing real. Now, if you feel in your heart that you're outgoing, you got a good personality, you don't have a problem saying hello to people, and you don't have problems asking questions, and one of the things you got to be able to do when you're selling is ask for the order. It's really, really important. And salespeople, we really matter. We make the world go around. Without us salespeople, we wouldn't be able to make no money, honey. And I'm going to tell you why. The reason why they offer commission, because, see, they know that they'll be able to weed out the people who aren't going to be able to sell their product. But that don't mean you can't sell another product, okay? Don't give up on sales just because it didn't work out with that particular job. I'm the guy to look at, because I've had some sales jobs, and I've had many sales jobs over the years that I tried with companies that went out of business, that have been in business 50 years, 100 years, 75 years, and they ain't around no more. But as a salesperson, I'm still here, and I'm still selling. So what that means to you is, if you try a particular product and it seems a little difficult, don't give up on the selling field. And the reason being is because you got to find your niche. You got to find something that you can wake up in the morning and have confidence in yourself to be able to sell. Now, I know a lot of people, when they're young, they're getting into sales. Retail is a great place to start. It gives you a platform where you can have money coming in. They'll pay you a little bit of money here, and you get a chance to talk to customers that come in. Now, you're limited to a lot about how much money you can make in these places, but at least you have a venue where you can go and sell. Even the furniture stores, there's some great furniture companies that will hire you, and they will give you at least, the average, which is your minimum wage. Minimum wage, and you're getting a chance to sell, is a great opportunity. That means if you don't know nothing, you might as well go ahead and go somewhere where you can get some assistance, some training, learn some products, get your feet wet. That means doing the work. And you got to get your feet wet. If you don't get out there and sell nothing, you ain't going to make no money. But honey, if you're really wanting to make some big money, you got to work on commission. It's just the way it is. A lot of people, they're used to making their $15 an hour, $10 an hour, or whatever. But that's it. They don't get no bonuses, maybe once in a blue moon. But in commission sales, heck, dude, you can make a tremendous amount of money. Instead of making that little measly $15 an hour, you can make $40 an hour, $100 an hour. You can make millions of dollars working on commission. I'm just saying, guys, I love selling. I love everything about it, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And my name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. So I thought I'd share with you today selling and the fear of working on commission. Because I've talked to some people recently that told me they were interested in working in the field of sales and working on straight commission, but they had a fear. And I don't blame you, because when I first started in sales, I left 3 jobs. I was barely making any money. And then I started making money on straight commission, and I ain't never looked back. Now, I've had some opportunities where I thought, I don't know if sales is for me in my earlier years, so I wanted to try something else. But you know what? If you got the calling of sales on you, it's going to keep calling. Hello, are you there, Gary? Yeah, I'm still here. And you want to get out there and sell something. Again, you do have companies that are really good out there that will offer you the capability to work on some type of a salary, and they'll give you commission. That's really cool, because that'll give you a chance to make some money. And I always have 2 or 3 sales jobs, so I like to make money any which way I can. I've got a lot of certifications. I got a tremendous amount of background. I love selling, and I love helping people buy stuff. But like I said, fear, even to people who've had some time in the business, it still comes. Don't think that I don't get fearful. And here's one of the things I could recommend for you to do is, if you get a sales job, put some money away. Every chance you get $1, put 50 cents in your pocket and then put the other 50 cents and doggone put it away for a rainy day. Because I'm going to tell you what, in selling, you're going to have good days, bad days, and some days you go, damn, I can't make no money, honey. And then if you feel that way, if you've put some money away for a rainy day, you're going to do okay. Selling is a great opportunity. It's a great career. And fear of working on commission, yeah, I can understand that, because I've had fear. I still have fear, because I got to pay the bills, honey. I got to make sure. But I know I have to be to thine own self be true. You got to ask yourself this question. Am I confident in myself? Do I have what it takes to stick and stay? Do I have a mind that says, I want to help people get stuff, and I want to get paid, baby? Yeah, you want to get paid. That's you. You want to make some money. You can't make no money on no 9-to-5 baloney. I'm telling you, you got to have a job where you can get out there and knock on some doors, go to businesses, talk to people over the phone, where the real money is, honey. And again, if you're a little scared about the commission, straight commission, get you a job that'll pay you at least minimum wage and it'll give you an opportunity to make some sales. Because that way you can hone in on your skills. Now, you need to train, guys. I'm going to tell you what, you just can't show up to a job and selling and expect to know everything. It takes time. And if you are learning, you're earning. If you're green, you're growing. If you're ripe, you're rotting. And that's not what we want to be. We want to be growing, baby. Selling is a great opportunity. But if you don't know anything about sales, it's okay. Don't be afraid. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a chance. Watch this video and learn. And remember, find you some mentors, some people who can train you, and be willing to be coachable. Because if you're coachable, people will see that and they'll want to help you. Okay. And I love selling. Like I said, if you're reaching out, do me a favor, give me a thumbs up for these videos and subscribe and share these videos, because there's a lot of people that don't know. And if you don't know, you just don't know. And commission sales and making money in commission is really cool. I love it. I've been doing it for such a long time. I don't know no other way. You have to have this attitude of gratitude. You have to have this heart that I can do anything I put my mind to. That's what my mama always told me. And if you do the best you can't do nothing but succeed. But remember, if the product that you're selling is not for you, give it some time, do your best at it. And if you want to find another opportunity, there's other ones out there. And now you got a little bit of experience. Remember, commission sales. Our title for today is Selling and the Fear of Working on Commission. I hope I answered a little bit of your questions. Remember, fear, it can just make you not do anything. And I don't think you're mediocre. I think you're talented. I think you want to be somebody. I know you're important and you matter. And I'm proud of you because you're thinking about working on commission. You're thinking about being the boss of your own self. Now, one thing I'll tell you what, if you are working in sales and you work on commission, you pretty much work for yourself. So if you don't work, you ain't gonna make no money. So sometimes you got to work a little bit harder, but as time goes by, it gets easier and easier and easier. I didn't say it was perfect. I said it gets easier to have those selling conversations. My name is Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy. We just had a great conversation about selling and the fear of working on commission. That's a pretty good subject. Dang. You go out there and sell something, but if you ain't asking for the order, you ain't selling. All right? So selling and the fear of working on commission. Don't be afraid. Give yourself a break. Give yourself a chance and grab it. And grab all the gusto you can. Because I got you. Give you a little fist bump. You can do that. So go out there and sell something. And don't forget, don't be afraid of no commission. It's all about the money, honey. Gary Lee Stanley, your sales guy.